Hi, welcome. Simon here. Hope you're doing well. In this video, I'll be doing the configuration on how to set up Ubiquiti LiteBeam 5 AC. Alright, so if you're looking into getting the internet from one building to the second building, and this video will walk you through on how to set it up. Alright, let's jump right into it. So this is the first one, which is the access point, and then you need to have the second device, which is acting as a station. So remember now, there's access point and there's a station. We need to configure this two network talking to each other, and let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so in the box you can see that these are all the mounting brackets, okay, the clamps and all that thing, and this is the device which be shooting the internet signal from one end to the other. And if you look underneath it, we're going to have the instruction here. It's just pretty much a QR code, and this QR code will bring you to the website, and from the website it will walk you through on how to install as well as mounting it to the pole. Now this two little metal here is kind of like half a dome, meaning that it kind of give a little curvature to capture better signal, better internet, and you definitely need to install them together. Alright, so here I'm not going to show it to you on how to mount everything because there's an instruction online. You can follow the instruction to do the mounting process, but I'm more concerned in this video is to show you how to set it up and get it going. Alright, so I'll be removing this one, and of course I already removed the POE adapter. There are two power over Ethernet adapter, one from each of the box. I already removed it in advance. And this is the same here. Same equipment. I already opened up the box like a couple minutes ago, and I'll be mounting it in a second. Alright, once I remove everything, the first thing I like to do is to label them, because everything looked the same to me, and what if you mix match them, then probably you're not shooting the right direction. The goal is to shoot from the building A, so the A building shooting it to the B building, right? So that is the goal. Alright, here I'm going to start labeling them, and first I need to label as access point. Access point I'll be naming as AP. I'll leave it up here just like that. Access point on the power over Ethernet adapter. I have a station here. And a station on the secondary power over Ethernet adapter. Alright, once I have them labeled, let's go ahead and get started. You definitely need to have multiple of these Ethernet cable that run off the Ethernet, and that would also power up the device. On the injector, you can see that there are two ports. One, it says power over Ethernet, red with the lightning bolt on it, and the second one is the LAN. Okay, now what I like to do is I like to introduce you another cable that is not here, which is the Ethernet cable. So this is what I call the Internet Service Provider, the ISP, meaning that if it's coming from your router, that is what this cable is. Okay, so this cable here has the internet, the one that you connect to your laptop or the one that you connect to your desktop. This is the one that brings the internet from your router into your device. So we need to have one of this cable that brings the internet in and power up, not power up, like to give the internet on the access point. So where do I plug this? This cable here would have to go to the LAN. Alright, so I plug it into the LAN. And the end of this cable, the cable that goes all the way to the end of it, it goes into the router or goes into your internet provider. So I have internet coming into the box now. So the next thing is I need to have the power over Ethernet to power up my access point. So the internet comes in, goes into the adapter coming back out into the blue cable, and give me the internet into the access point. Alright, so let's the access point to turn it on. Once the thing is powered up, you can see that the power light is on, as well as the LAN light is on. It's blue light, so you can see them is the LAN line is flashing, meaning that the access point have internet at this moment. Alright, you definitely need to have a phone in order to set it up, because the instruction here kind of asks you to go ahead and download the app. Alright, so let me go ahead and open up the app here. Okay, so this is the app. I just turn it on. It's UISP. That's the app of that. And you want to keep one thing in mind. You can see that my Wi-Fi is on and I'm connected to my router Wi-Fi. Which Wi-Fi am I connected to? It has to connect it to the same network. The same network that provided by your internet provider or the router. Okay, so once it's connected, you open up the app. You can see that it says new device found, meaning that it found this device. If you want to check, you can check the MAC ID. That should have a MAC ID here, and that MAC ID should match us out the serial here on this phone. All right, so let's go ahead and press setup. So it is connecting to the access point. Alright, so it is connected at this point. I'm going to click setup as a new access point. So click that. Alright, here you want to give it a name. A name of what? A name of the device. This is the device name that I want to give it to. So I'm going to tap on that. And for me, I have QM in the front. I need to just name it as QA, and I'm going to name it as AP, QA AP access point. All right, I'm going to click done. So it's finishing up the setup. You can see the bar at the bottom here is loading. So you want to let the app finish setting up. I'd like to take this opportunity to let you know if you have any question, you can comment down below. I do read the comments. Okay, if you run into trouble setting it up or not sure what to do, just comment down below. I do read the comment, and I will answer your questions. And if you're not sure where to buy the Ubiquiti LiteBeam access point, please go ahead and check the link down description below. Alright, at this point here, it's just going to tell you like safe password have been generated for both device and network. UISP mobile app will remember this for you. You can be customized in device settings. Alright, so what I'll do is I'll take a screenshot. Okay, just in case if I need to, I just take a screenshot of it and I'll explain it what is here. Device login, username is UBNT, and that's the password. The access point SSID that's the one, and the network password. We're going to change that to something simple. Okay, so I'm going to click next. After screenshotting, it says setup complete. Click done. All right, at this point you can see that the QMAP is on, is in login screen here, and I'd like to walk you through a little bit configuration. And if you want to press the menu, you want to go ahead and update the firmware once you're done with that. But for now, I'm just going to skip it. Under tools, forget it, we don't need that for now. Under configuration, this is what we need to configure. Access point has to be turned on this AP device. Okay, PTP mode, just leave it off. This is the SSID that I talk about. For me, I'm going to change the SSID. What do I name it? I'm going to name it AF to QM. Okay, that's my SSID. and I'm gonna change the password as well. Right, okay, there you go. Show the password. I do not want this password. Let me go ahead and erase it. Hide the password. I'm gonna type in the password here. Okay, once I have typed in my password, the rest of it you can leave it as default. You can use the 20 megahertz and auto output. Let's go ahead and click on network. The network, the network would be bridge and manage IP. I like it to use as a DHCP. What it means by that is I like the router, the internet service provider router, to assign the IP for my device. I'm not going to do a static on this, okay? And system here, just leave it as is. And this is where you want to change your UBNT if you the login device. So this is the UBNT username, and then there's a password for it, but I'll leave it as default. I'm done. I'm cool with that. All I need to do is to change my SSID and a password. Save changes without testing. Click save and let the thing runs on its own. All right, once that is done, we are done with the access point. So this is all set up completely. Now I'm going to click log out, and we need to set up the station. Okay, so you do need to have another cable, all right, connected from your router into the station. I don't have that cable, so what I'll do is I'll unplug it. This is the one here. I'm plugging into the LAN. This is the station LAN. I'm going to plug it in here, and I'm going to plug in the power over Ethernet, and I'm going to plug it into a station. Okay, so that is my setup for now. The reason why I don't have extra internet cable, because my port is all the way in the back, I would be using the same one. You do need to have internet for the configuration. Why do you need to have internet for the configuration? That is because your phone app is connected to the Wi-Fi that is connected to your router. So your router here, cable, whatever LAN that you're connected to, has to have the same network to the same router, the Wi-Fi or the cable, in order for you to configure the device. All right, so as you can see, that device, discovering the device, is searching, and just give it like a few more seconds and that should be popping up on the screen. All right, as you can see, the LiteBeam came up, and that is the MAC ID. If you want, you can match the MAC ID here with that. Okay, so we're going to click on setup. Click OK. All right, so at this point, you want to click setup as a new access point. I know this is kind of this question here is kind of iffy because we are setting this up as a station. It's not an access point, but this is how the app general question is. So let's play along with it. We're going to click on setup as a new access point. All right, I'll give it a name here. I'll be naming this I'll be naming it as a QM station. Network mode is going to be bridge DHCP. Click done and just wait for the finishing to complete. Yep, if you have any question, you run into the problem, comment down below. I do read the comment and I will answer you through the comments. And if you're not sure where to buy the device, please check the link down description below. I'll link it to either Amazon or eBay, where you can find the equipments, the cables, and the rest of other stuff that you need in order to configure your network. And for those of you who are interested to set this thing up for your power over Ethernet NVR cameras, yes, it is doable. You can, instead of running through the wire from one end to the other, especially if you have a big work area that you want to cover, you can't run the cable, you can use this Ubiquiti. Alright, so here is the same screen. I'll go ahead and take a screenshot of it. Okay, once the thing is screenshot, let's go ahead and click next. Setup complete. Here, I would like to go into, again, you want to go to menu, do the firmware upgrade and stuff like that. Here's the configuration that I like to point out too. You want to turn this off. This is not an access point. This is a station. So turn it off. When you turn off the access point, you're only given the SSID to click on select. So what this means is when you click on select, it is searching for the access point of this guy right here. So this is the access point. Okay, here you can see that the access point, and I named the SSID AF2QM. That is the access point that I named it to. So I click on that and it's going to ask for the password. So let me go ahead and put in the password. So this is the password that I typed in, not the default password that was given. You can use that if you want to, but it's just that there's so many symbols and bracket. I'll be using my own password, easy for me to remember. So all you have to do here is to turn off the access point. So it became a station. Okay. PTPT mode, leave it off. Click on select SSID, select the one that is here, put in the password. That is all you need to do. Under network, leave it as default. Okay. And the system, you can leave it default. Click save. Save changes without testing. So right now the thing is going through the save changes, and once it's complete, we are all done. Okay, so you can see that little check mark. It tells me we are all done. Log out, and that should be the end of it. Okay, so now I would like to jump back to the setup here. Okay, access point needs an internet. So this access point, the AP, shooting the internet to the station. Okay, the station will be receiving the internet. So AP shooting the internet to the station. Now the AP adapter needs to have the internet. This is the time where I disconnect the internet provider cable. Right, I plug it into the access point. I'm going to walk you through. Your internet provider provides you the internet coming through this cable, right, into the access point power over Ethernet injector. The injector is sending the internet signal to the blue cable. The blue cable comes in to the device of AP. The AP is shooting wireless signal to the receiver meaning the station. So it shoots the signal to the station. The station comes in with the internet signal coming into the injector of the station. Now this is where the LAN gonna come out. Where does it go? I'm gonna plug in another gray cable. I'll plug it into the LAN, and here you can connect it to your computer. If you have a laptop, you connect to your laptop and you should be getting internet. If you have a desktop, connect it to the desktop, you should be getting internet. Okay, if you wanted to connect to an NVR box, you can connect to the NVR box. Now I'm going to connect it to a router. Why? Because my phone is not going to connect to the SSID of the access point. It doesn't work that way. You need to connect to a router that broadcasts the radio frequency that the device is capable to accept it. Here I have a router. Okay, I'm just going to say this is a Netgear router. Let me go ahead and turn on the router. Okay, so this is the Netgear router. Since I'm still having the internet coming here, I like to end up the internet into the Netgear router. So I'll be plugging it into this device. Okay, I'm going to push this thing on the side. You're still getting the picture now. You're still having the entire picture being set up here. You can see that all the cable, how the way it works. The internet service provider, this white cable, having the internet coming in to the blue cable. The blue cable comes in to the access point. Shoot the distance. Well, I'll be using it for like maybe a 400 feet away, 400 to 600 feet away. Okay, and the station would be receiving the signal from the AP. They'll be receiving signal to the access point, and it come back here to the station injector, and then the gray cable comes in, provide my Netgear internet. So in this B building, so right, this is the A building, this is the B building. So in this B building, I'll be having the internet, and if I need to connect, I'll be having another cable here, plugging into the LAN, right, the LAN here, and this thing can goes to the the computer or any devices you like it to go to. All right, so I'm